Oh, the week continues in New Orleans, and one of our favorite guests every year, not just because he brings us booze. It is the
part of the reason.
The GOAT, the all-time rushing leader, the record that will probably never be broken, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. You know, I thought of you.
One of our favorites, man.
2 Friday nights ago, as soon as the statement came out, I said, I can't wait to talk to Emmitt.
What
It's the
statement?
Super Bowl. The statement about who the new coach of the Cowboys is going to be. Because last year, you went off last year.
Man.
I don't know if you remember. I don't know how deep into the hurrah you were, but you went off, and it was awesome. So it's like, I got to see what Emmitt thinks about what the Cowboys are doing at coach.
Well, all I can say is every coach deserves a chance. Just like every player deserves a chance and an opportunity. And so for me, it's about how does the staff shape up? Who's he bringing in? What kind of system we going to run? And do we have the personnel to run that kind of system? And can we execute against it? Does Dak fit in the system? Does CeeDee Lamb fit the system? Do we have enough of the pieces of the puzzle to where we can get better overnight? I don't think we do.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think we do. I think we have a lot. He has a lot of work cut out for him. And I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be very tough.
We feel the same way. We echo those sentiments. What I'm interested in, too, though, do you hear from the Cowboys when you're maybe say something critical or dissect them a little bit?
You know, one thing I love about the Jones family is that they probably hear my comments.
Yeah.
But they've always treated me nicely. And I respect them for that.
Right.
And hopefully my comments are meant not to belittle, not to cut or hurt anything, but these are things that I see as a former player, because the one thing I do have is enough credibility, because they started 1-15 when they drafted Troy Aikman and they brought Jimmy Johnson in, and they went through that whole transitional thing between Tom Landry and Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. I come in 90, so I was there at the very beginning when the team wasn't as valuable as it is today. And the systems was just being implemented.
Right.
There was a complete alignment of vision for the organization and for the operations of the football team. One, you couldn't be 1-15 ever again. Two, we had to win championships. And that's what the mission was. So we were all aligned in terms of the mission. And there was no discrepancy of what was going to happen. So you say, okay, great, Emmitt. You got started in 90. Y'all went 7-9. That's a hell of a lot better than 1-15.
Right.
But not only that, but Jimmy saw something that course of the whole year, said, you know what? We got to get a better offensive coordinator in here.
Right.
So he let the offensive coordinator go. To do what? To fit the players that he actually had on the team and on the roster. And that was Norv Turner.
Right.
And that system catapulted everything that they were doing defensively with Wanstead. It balanced it all out.
Right.
And we got better overnight, just that quick, because of a system that was suited for Troy, Michael, myself, the balance of being able to run the ball effectively and throw the ball effectively and be solid on special teams. That is the system that was developed, and that's how we took off and went on our run. Not only did you have quality players, but you had quality coaching, and you had a commitment up top and on bottom of how this thing is going to work.
Right.
That commitment shifted tremendously, and that's the part I would love to.
When?
It shifted after Jimmy left, and it shifted after the third Super Bowl, and it's been shifting ever since.
Right.
It has not been. See, I see the Cowboys as leaders of an organization, and that organization is not only the Dallas Cowboys, but also the National Football League. Jerry put his fingerprints on the National Football League with his ability to negotiate better television contracts, better marketing deals, and everything else, and breaking things up so the teams can be in control of their local markets. He did a great job of that, did a wonderful job, set things in motion to where they are today. And the league would not be what it is without Jerry Jones doing what he's done. When it came down to getting new stadiums, he showed everybody how it can be done. Now everybody, Arthur Blank got his new stadium. They got a new stadium up at Giants Field. They got a new stadium out in Arizona. They got a new stadium out in L.A. They got new stadiums. Kansas City probably next. New Orleans probably be somewhere on the line, on the list. Everything else happened that way. teams and people started to see his way, leadership. That's what he brought.
Yeah, trailblazer.
So the question is, if you could do that for the league, why don't you get your football team together?
Yeah.
So get the football team together,
Right.
and make it become just as successful as the brand.
Right.
So the brand can do nothing but soar, as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
outside of
well
implode,
said.
Very well said.
outside of implode, because people are sick and tired of hearing this story about how great we are, but it doesn't reflect on the football field.
Right. It definitely does. You're right. People are sick of hearing that. I'm a guy that, I like the Cowboys, but sometimes I'm like,
I love
I'm sick of talking about them.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I hear you.
I would love to be sitting and talk about it. Yeah, man, we made it to the NFC Championship
Right,
game.
right.
We're coming after everybody next
Right.
year. I would love to be sitting up here saying that. I would love to sit here and say, man, Troy, Emmitt, and Michael, we about to be in the background because this team here is about to go right back to the Super Bowl again.
Right.
That'd be great conversation.
Let me ask you about this. Saquon, the
Yes.
season. It's greatest, but where would you rank it as far as what you've seen from a running back in a year?
The best I've seen since Jamal
Lewis?
Yeah.
Early 2000s?
Yeah. Derrick Henry probably falls somewhere in there, but
Right.
But the best I've seen since Jamal Lewis, or the best I've seen since Terrell Davis.
Right.
With
Okay.
the long runs and everything else. So, yeah, I think Saquon has done a tremendous job. Poor Giants. You traded away the wrong guy.
I know.
The wrong
Trust me. I know. I'm a Giants fan.
The
I
wrong
know.
guy.
I know.
But where he's at right now, he has brought stability to that offense and toughness to that offense,
Yep.
which is a reflection of what the defense should look like. And I think he's the MVP of the league this year for two reasons. One, you said the running back position was not as valuable.
Yeah.
A lie. Two, he rushed over 2,000 yards. Could have rushed for 225 or 222-25 or whatever the number could have been. Could have broke Eric Dickerson's record easily.
Right.
And his team is in the Super Bowl.
If he wins the MVP of the Super Bowl, you think it's the greatest season ever by a running back?
No,
No.
because Eric Dickerson has the greatest season.
You still give him that. But he didn't have the Super Bowl MVP to
But
go along with
right,
it.
he didn't have the Super Bowl MVP
Yeah.
to go along with it.
Yeah, I was just saying, maybe since
Terrell
he's close.
Terrell Davis did
I
that.
know, that's what I
So-
mean. Yeah, right. So that's where, it's an interesting conversation.
It's an interesting conversation,
Yeah.
but it's a conversation that's a moot point.
Right.
Because
You're still going to give what TD and Eric Dickerson an advantage, I guess, of what they did in the regular season.
now,
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
would have finished,
All right.
if they would have afforded him, or if he would have taken the initiative to finish it off,
Yeah,
say, roll the dice.
Right.
Let's go. I'm going to be all right.
yeah.
But don't forget, we just had him here with us the other day, your former teammate Tennessee. Chris Johnson had 2,500 yards from scrimmage in 2009, and that
From
gets
scrimmage.
forgotten.
Yeah.
Right. But that's 20. He's the only guy with 2,500 yards in the season.
That's awesome.
Kind of incredible, though,
It
right?
is incredible.
I didn't. It didn't hit me. I was like, "Damn, yeah, that's
yeah,
right."
he was a quiet 2,500.
Right.
But he has some long runs too.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's faster than Saquon and a lot of us.
He's
Michael
fast.
Irvin was a Deion guy for coach. He had that video, passionate
right.
video, and he had just a couple of lines that you'd want to put on the T-shirt that he said during it. I was cracking up. But where were you on the question of whether or not Deion should have been the coach right now?
I'd have been okay with whatever decision that Deion made. And Deion I don't think he really went out there and said, I want the job. I think Deion was allowing things to play out, which is probably the right thing to do. But I also believe that Deion has such a heart and passion for young people. And I believe from his standpoint, from what I see and what I see from the outside, not knowing what's in his man's head, the impact that he has on young men's life is impeccable. I mean, it's unparalleled. I think understanding that impact and understanding the influence that he has on these kids and how he can help these kids and help them more versus helping some guy that's making $20 million a year and you can't talk to him.
Right.
And he don't want to listen because he know it already because he's at the professional level. That's like trying to tell a billionaire what to do and a billionaire looking at, I make billions.
Yeah.
Why are you even talking
Right.
about how
Right.
to run my team?
Right.
You know, that's crazy. And so why put yourself in that situation? And if he can bring his players in and his coaches in, then what is he doing it for?
Right.
So, and he's not going to be a puppet or a guy to just sit there idle and not be quiet. He's never been quiet. He's vocal. He's inspirational. He's a leader in that regard. And he was a great player. So he understands the systems and the games and the league itself at a totally different level than most.
Yeah.
So whatever he does, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to be successful. And if it's at the next level, then it'll be at that level too.
Billionaires know billions. I know tequila. Okay? I like it. I've had a lot this week already. Tell me. I mean, you're the legend of tequila.
And it's in
over
a box this time. Usually it's not in a box.
Yeah, usually get the bottle out and we're popping it.
This is the ultra top shelf.
Yeah, this is Legends right here.
Yeah.
Hedadora's first female distiller, and she created this flavor profile right here. Hedadora has over 22,000 acres of blue agave plants down in Jalisco.
Wow.
Right outside of Guadalajara, Mexico.
Wow.
And the distilling process that they go through creates some of the finest premium tequilas on the market, in my opinion. Smooth tasting, quality flavors, different type of flavor profiles for various people. Some a little oak, some a little pepper, some a little cinnamon, a little bit of everything in it, but very clean. I know I'm not supposed to say these things about after effects, but
you feel good the next day.
If you drink too much of anything, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
But this right here is solid. So I'm going to leave this with you guys as I always do.
Thank you so much.
We'll have to arm wrestle
drink
over
responsibly.
Yes.
Don't you take it all. Share. No, but it's a great tequila.
And you said it's a woman's touch. That it's the first female
the first female distiller.
That's incredible. I'm going to definitely try that. 100%. 100%.
If you like the Hedadora
Ultra
and Neho that I brought last year, the Crystalina one.
Right. You're going to like this. All right.
He is the all-time greatest running back in NFL history, Emmitt Smith. Emmitt, great seeing you as always, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Emmitt.
We'll be back with more from New Orleans. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.